I put all my videos out. I don't even care.
But your videos aren't always factual.
Says who?
So you're recording live?
Yeah.
Says who?
So I'm telling
I
you.
mean, so what lawsuits are I find that are unfactual?
When you go on social media and you say, I'm going to file this, I'm going to file that,
What
it's
lawsuit?
a money scheme. Anytime you
What
don't like
lawsuit?
something.
What lawsuit have I filed that's been unfactual?
The one that
misleading.
you're saying you're going to file about me. I quoted
It's
you.
not okay. You quoted one video, but you also did not.
I
quote
quoted your email.
You quoted. What about the other stuff?
You have dozens of
what
emails.
What makes me racist by saying you can't read English when you're not responding to me?
How do you?
Every single time I send you an email,
how do you feel that,
and you're just saying to me over and over the same thing.
How do you know I can't read English?
I don't, because you're acting like you,
Why would you
I know
say
you
that?
can read English. It's literally Puerto Rico's second language.
Why would you say I don't know?
Because you were not responding to my emails.
I did respond to your email.
No, every time you responded, all you typed was, "Thank you for coming, Mr.
He's
Knapp."
also sent over 500 emails, which is obsession, to City Council, and he addresses all the law department, the Attorney General, and all the police. So if he feels that I broke the law, then they could clearly arrest him for that.
Broke the law.
If you feel that I've violated any rights and you want an investigation, they would do it. That's
Broke
what
the
he asked
law.
for. He's asked for investigations to be done on other council members. Why would I ask for that when he's addressed every single prosecutor from local to state level to look at it? If you're saying they're not qualified, that's what you're saying.
That's not what I said.
So that's why I'm not responding to those.
That's not what I said.
His obsession with politics. And yeah, he's right. I did say his lawsuit's trying to get paid because he said it multiple times. I'm going to get paid on this one. I'm going to get paid on this one. 25,000,
Well,
50,000
let's see the
foreign.
mayor
So yes,
and the chief of police and
That has
everybody
nothing to do
before
with me.
that. That's all they say to do. They say just sue us. That's what Mayor Bradley said in public council just the other night. You have the right to go in front of a judge. That's all you ever say is sue us. So how else am I supposed to get you to listen if I don't sue you?
And so when people realize that there's possible crimes not being looked at right now,
What crime?
not me,
What
other
crime are
crimes,
you
because he's
talking about?
asking every single police officer to look into all
What crime am I
their
asking people to
violations.
look
Are you
into?
stopping recording now?
No, no.
Okay.
It's
crime?
still recording.
What crime?
What
He's
crime?
asking for crimes with just city elected officials. He's stating that they're not doing their jobs by reading the emails.
Well, that's not a crime. That's a violation
He
of
asked
city
for
policy.
violations.
City policy.
He wants, every time I want charges pressed, just like he wanted trying to press charges on the chief.
And a judge found that was actually adequate to send over to the prosecutor's office, my friend.
Which is still there.
And
And he's asking for us to press charges on other council members.
really,
You're not asking us to? Investigation for
investigations,
them to be
yeah,
charged? Yeah.
but not criminal investigations. That's administrative.
So
You don't like administrative investigations? Are you scared
administrative.
of what's going to happen?
what I'd like to know is why Mr. Knapp never wanted to ever shake my hand or address me personally face to face like this.
Says who?
When he asked for debates, he's had my number. He's never called me
Dude,
one
we
time.
sat next to each other at the chip debate. What are you talking about?
And he wanted more debates than that. Again, you go back in his videos and look and see what he says.
So when did you offer to debate me?
You the one that wanted it. I've always available.
You just said I'm not willing to shake. I just shook your hand 2 seconds when you walked up here.
Because I asked him, how come you didn't shake my hand yesterday?
Oh, yesterday.
Or any other time when I see him and he doesn't want to shake my hand.
Well, you don't put your hand out, man.
My hand's always out.
No, it's not. You walk up and say something, and then you walk away. You don't stick around. You don't hang out. You honk, you wave, you draw attention to yourself.
The only one to draw attention to himself is you.
Okay, that's what you say. You know, I didn't see anybody jumping up after Tia Hilton like they did for Ray Carrion when he yelled at me in City Council.
So I can tell you this, watch the video, and you can see that I raised my hand 2 times, and I
No,
looked at my
but Mary jumped up and
I can't-
objected and shut every... No.
I can't speak for Mary.
I don't care. I'm saying council. None of you got up and stopped the meeting like you did with anyone else.
If you look at the video,
When it was me,
I raised my hand.
you stopped it with me, though. You stopped it with me
I
when
didn't-
Carrion yelled at me.
I didn't scream, Mary screamed.
Again,
They made the motion and I voted.
I know.
I would have made a motion if I was called upon. If you look at the video.
You could have stopped it. You could have stood up and said something.
So
Not
can
that
I
I
ask?
wanted
Can I ask you guys, since we're on this live and the public is watching, you know what we're talking about here? The more important part, besides all the petty insults and indirect innuendos, whatever you want to call them. we're talking about 6th Ward, and really we're talking about Lorain, Ohio. The public wants, especially Lorain people, want there to be safer neighborhoods, more food on the table, and less corruption. So can you both take a couple minutes, if you will, to explain how you're going to do that, and why we shouldn't vote someone in new when some of us had the opportunity to address this, and some of us haven't had the opportunity. So you both have different angles. So I'd like you both to speak from your experience, and obviously not being in council, what you would do differently from what you've seen on the outside looking in. Angel, let's start with you, since you have experience with the city council.
So if you look at my history, it's clear when it comes to violence, there's multiple angles. We've had violent bars, shut those down. When it comes to crime, it's not only just asking and advocating for new police officers and getting police on the street, it's also about actually getting involved, getting people involved in those kids' life, and not even kids' life, specific group of kids that are always being targeted by the police. I don't even say targeted by the police, but targeted by certain groups that have gotten in trouble.
Thank you.
You have a good one.
Drive safe.
And making sure that you find an avenue for them so they're not continually being targeted, getting in trouble, finding ways for them to either, the root of the problem, let it be finding a job, some counseling, some interaction for them. I've done that. I've continued to do that. Programs that the city's trying to implement now. I'm grateful that we have leadership in the city right now that will actually look into that. That was brought to them with other administrations, and other administrations didn't want to look at it at the time. Not only that, when it comes to those type of kids and that type of programming, that's something that I've done for a long time, and it's not working just inside of a center. It's actually being on the street. So I'm glad, as Mr. Nat says, that he's worked in some of the social services, but those kids not only need those services, but they need someone to actually get them where they're at the time. I have that experience, continue to have that experience, and will continue to do it no matter which way I go, to be honest with you. And I'm grateful for the opportunity that I have this second time in city council. You know, I've learned from my choices in the past, and that's why they should vote for me. And I'm not going to continue to get into those situations inside the bar anymore. Who knows? Other people have those situations a couple times this year. So if we do our homework, let's continue to search, let's continue to do your work, and let's continue to advocate for the 6th Ward.
All right, thank you, Mr. Angel Arroyo. And Aaron Knapp, you are new to this city as a whole, but also you have not been on city council. So can you tell this public, because we believe Lorain deserves better, right? And both of you, I would say, you guys can agree on that one, right? That Lorain deserves better than where we currently are, because of the streets that are filled with potholes for years and just people being broke. I'm being just direct with it. People are not thriving financially or mentally here, and our population has decreased. So our population is showing that. So it's a matter of numbers actually proving this. Can you, Mr. Aaron Knapp, tell us how you would do it, especially since you don't have the experience Angel has in council? What would you do differently, and what are your plans if you win today?
I've heard a lot about what Mr. Roy was talking about too. He did do a lot in his first several terms, or his first couple of terms in office. He revamped all the sewer systems, a lot of them in South Lorain. He did a lot of infrastructure work. So I followed what he did a lot. Other council people have been a little lacking in that area. And then when he left, this whole area turned into a crap show when it came to all the potholes. And so I feel like I've had to pick that back up when everybody around here was struggling. I went door to door. I spent an entire summer online videoing, constantly driving the streets. It drew the attention of Noelle Williams with Channel 19 News. And so she came out and asked to interview me. And so we came out and we did a whole expose on it. And they ended up, whether or not it was that or whether or not it was scheduled, all I know is shortly thereafter they started fixing the infrastructure of the streets. I started studying, and I did look at other cities. I spoke to people in regards to putting up, different types of, like a water treatment plant that's a barn thaw process that will put cleaner water back into the lake. Hook truck systems that you can bring out a vehicle and hook like different platforms on the back of it. And you can use that to actually do construction work. You can do tree work. You can also use it to do blacktop work as well. As far as the violence goes, you know, he's right. I didn't do a lot in the community. I just went to renounce, denounce regularly, drove out to my clients' houses within the community, met with them in the community, went to their homes, sat in their homes, discussed their kids' problems and issues with them, advocated for them, went to the high school, picked up their homework, took their homework back to them, went to the drugstore before it recently closed down, picked up their medications, brought those to the DH for them, and then went to the DH and played dominoes with them. So I understand he's done great work too. He does great work in drug and alcohol counseling. He's done great work with all of that with juveniles. He was a violence interrupter in Cleveland. They do great work here. I've been hoping that they get some more of those people down here in Lorain. I did work with Renounce, Denounce, Men of Courage, and all of the programs that the court systems worked with. And that was before I went to work for Cleveland Christian Home, where we worked with, you know, juveniles who were wards of the state. So that's pretty much where I'm at. I'm not saying I can do a better job than him. I don't know that I can, but I know that the people that are here now that were voted in before he was appointed weren't doing a good job. And I wasn't here when he was in council, so I really can't speak to him at all. All I can speak to is what I've seen in our current council, and our current council I feel like's been lacking. So that's where I'm at with it.
Absolutely, Aaron. And the reason that I want to speak on behalf of some of your supporters, including myself, is that you represent Republican Party, and I think that matters in discussing this. Angel, we have seen a fully Democrat city council for quite some time. Would you agree that government needs balance?
Definitely agree. Government, one, needs balance. But once you're in office, it's not if you're a Democrat, Republican, or Independent. You're there to serve the people. So the party doesn't matter. And also, I'm glad you worked with Renounce, Denounce. When the director got out of prison, we worked together on the streets together. And I have been working with them from the start. And was the one that introduced them to Lorain County. So I'm glad you're able to work with them. And I'm going to continue to bring those type of programs to our community.
Yeah. So, you know, we have two candidates here. We would say that we have not ever had a Republican on the ballot. I think it is something special. Republicans do bring a different opinion from a different foundation than Democrats. They also have a difference in policies, and so we do have checks and balances in America for that reason. We are a bipartisan country, not one-sided. So I want to just speak for the public that they are excited to see that contrast, as we haven't seen that in quite some time. This is pretty exciting for Lorain, because ultimately what we want to see are our kids doing better in schools. Would you both agree, you both mentioned violence, would you both agree that financial instability can create violence in a community?
I think there's a whole bunch of avenues that create violence. It could be food, it could be finances, it could be abuse in the house, it could be substance abuse, I apologize. And to be honest with you, I think the last Republican our city had on the ballot was Mayor Craig Fulton back in, I want to say 2011, when he ran against Chase Rittenhouse. So it's great to see that we got opposition on the other side, but at the end, when you're in office, it doesn't matter which party you're at. You're there to serve the people.
Yeah, so I think what people want to see, it would not matter about a party if the city was thriving, but we do have to take note of when our city's declining, what are like some common denominators. So when we see that Democrats have only been voted in for quite some time, that's something to take note of. Maybe a Republican being in there would make a change because they come from a different foundation.
I think Republicans are running our state, have been running our state for a while. Look where our state is at times now.
But not Lorain City.
You're right, not Lorain City. So when we talk, but you talk about a party, it's not about a party. We're right now running at a general election to run our city. So it's not about the party. So
there is 26,000 registered Republicans in Lorain. Is that correct?
I think that's what I saw.
Around that number.
We're about almost dead even in Democrats and Republicans, and then we have the rest are considered issue only that are registered.
So do you think it's fair that Republicans are not represented in Lorain City Council?
I think Republicans need to get up And if they want to be in office, pull a petition like he's done, like Mr. Kyrie Brooks done, and the last elected Republican, Mayor Craig Fulton. That's what you need to do. Again, this is general election, not a primary. So everyone's represented in this election. And
Now that Aaron Knapp is on the ballot, we Republicans are represented. I would agree with you there.
I just want to say, I actually think that it's good that, you know, regardless of whether they vote for me or him, I just want him to come out in the 6th Ward. Like, we traditionally, it frustrates me that we don't have anybody running, ever. I mean, like, or anybody that comes out to vote. At least maybe with 2 people running, even if they all vote for him, at least they came out. That's it. I mean, that's my ultimate goal, is to drive the voter base to actually pay attention to what's going on in their city. Come to city council, come out and talk to people, engage with them. If they don't want me, I've said it all along, vote him, vote for Angel if they don't want me. Like, I'm not out here trying to win because I want to win a popularity contest. I just want to fix things. And I believe I had the background and the education to do it. And, you know, I've worked, I've looked at the budget, and I've seen what's been going on, and I'm not happy with it. And I just want to make a change. But if the citizens choose to have Angel, I've already said it multiple times. I'm going to shake his hand tonight and say, congratulations. And then I'm going to go right back to doing what I do, which is reporting. So...
Okay, one last question for you guys. So I know that transparency was actually a bullet point. You mentioned Aaron Knapp, and Angel, I also like to address this to you, that I think the public is asking for more transparency, not only in the budget, which is very important, but also in just like the attention to voting. You know, many people that I talk to in the community personally don't even know about council meetings, when they're happening. So can you both take a couple minutes to say how you can improve that and be more accountable so that we have more people in that room to know what's really going on with the city? Aaron, you can start this time since Angel started last time.
Honestly, like, that's the big question, though, for everybody, Democrats and Republicans. How do we get more people out? I would argue that currently the city puts the information out there. It's on a website. But yeah, I think some areas could be improved, like when I was talking to you in the meeting and showing you, like, well, normally this would have the actual law attached to it, right? And so then you click on the blue link and it takes you to the law. And a lot of people just can't figure out how to navigate that. It could be a little more user-friendly, I suppose, and letting people understand that. Maybe we could, you know, but I know the city's already planning on bringing in social media people to try to, you know, push that out. So, and if they watch the meetings, I know council announces after every meeting, like, you know, when the next meeting is going to be, but they always reassure people it's the first and third Monday of every month. So I don't know if there's a way to really get it out there more than it already is getting out there. I feel like...
How do you feel about mailers or social media ads to just get the word out more so people can, because not everyone's visiting the city website, and you know, Mondays, first and third Monday, sometimes we don't even know what day of the week it is. So
I mean, social media, yes, I worry that mailers might cost us money that we don't have. You know, I mean, that's my biggest concern, is where we're going to get the money to operate going forward. And that's definitely not his fault, because he wasn't here for that. He didn't vote on all of that stuff that they kept passing through, that, you know, without actually putting any checks and balances on the money we're spending. So how can we afford that, mailers or any of these little extra things, if we can't afford the basic necessities? That would be my argument on that. I don't necessarily know that there's a way that current incarnate or any past incarnate could do any more. I mean, I think they'd be open to suggestions from people like you, the younger people.
All right, thank you, Mr. Knapp. And Angel Arroyo.
I think the biggest thing is, as you stated, transparency. And the city does what they are supposed to do. They put it on the webpage. They have a social media page at that time, and representatives share it. So they can share it on their social media page. And also, as I tell a lot of the patients I work with, it's knowing your surroundings, knowing what's going on. And as the city puts out there, they put it on the social media pages, they post it on the webpage. They can call the phone numbers on the city page. So we put it out there. So it's not only what we do, it's what everyone has to do. And so yes, it's sharing that information. When it comes to mailers and stuff like that, if we have the funding to do it, then yes, it's important to go ahead and share that. But I think it's important that we look at our budget, see if it's in our funding, and if we have grant money to also do that, then we can share it that way. But when it comes to giving out information, we try our best, we do our best, and that's all you can do. It's also your responsibility as a citizen, as a person in the community, to also get involved.
Okay, and I will close this out with just proposing to you both, whomever wins this election. Also, I will address this to City Council at some point. But Ray Carrion mentioned that they do have ward cards so that people can know what ward they're in. But however, it seems very difficult when you go on the website to find this ward card. I believe he responded in a Facebook post with that image of the ward card. And so I would propose to you and also City Council that every member gets that in Lorain. At least every registered voter gets that, or even unregistered voters, because I believe registered voters probably already know, right? But the unregistered people, the people who aren't involved, this is not very obvious to be involved with. Politics are not easy to understand. So it can almost come off as lawyer talk. And so if we can also keep in mind, whomever is in City Council, that to keep it simple for the public so they can get involved and they can partake. Because if it's not confusing, they'll partake. But right now it seems very confusing. It seems too difficult to understand. And I think that comes with the lack of transparency. Not saying it's on you guys, but just as the city on a whole. So, thank you guys. Thank you for answering my questions in the cool morning. We are out here, guys, at Southview Middle School, here early to get your votes in, be here for you. I am very proud of Lorain today. We are engaged and we'll continue to do so. Please come out and vote and make your voice heard. Okay?
Mr. Collins,
As a what do you call that, moderator, do that.
All right.
I told you, you should be running for